Sorry, I was just being huge and strong. It is honestly crazy how things be working sometimes. Technically did get that comment about ICP earlier, so this is somewhat related, loosely related. Like I said, I never got into Insane Clown Posse, but I mean, I'm aware of them. Their presence is felt to me, just in the world. These guys' videos are kind of funny from what I've seen.
Extended cut.
Oh, what a psycho. Don't do that.
I sucked a random guy's.
I am Charlie Brown.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Yeah, real nice here, huh? I'm gonna learn about sea monkeys.
Are the most impressive achievement in the history of marketing. By the end of this video, I will have you convinced of this fact.
All right.
Growing up, I had my fair share of pets. Cats, dogs, a guinea pig, you know, the normal stuff. But one day, my dad brought home sea monkeys, different from what the packaging advertised.
Those do look like little freaks on the package.
Yet, the box depicted these pink anthropomorphic creatures that could supposedly play catch, be hypnotized.
Internet got too scared, apparently. I think we're good now. All right, back to sea monkeys. Hope it's working.
These marked a period of sustained economic prosperity, which meant two things. Couples now felt safe to start a family, as well as sea monkeys. But along with a baby boom came an increased demand for new toys, since there were more kids running around than ever before. By combining what children love most, water, and monkeys. Harold's idea for sea monkeys came from an unexpected place. A bucket. Harold noticed a bucket, but as he got closer, realized the bucket contained much more than just water. He bent down, focused his eyes, and saw thousands of brine shrimp. These tiny little specimens often sold as fish food and not thought of as much else. Harold, however, when he looked into the microscopic eyes of those brine shrimp, saw them differently. He saw possibilities. Instead of using the shrimp to feed your pets, what if the shrimp were the pets? And from that moment on, Harold von Braunhut committed his life to selling brine shrimp to children. Even though brine shrimp may appear normal, they're far from it. They can do this cool magic trick called cryptobiosis.
Oh god, they're gonna tell me about NFTs. Yeah, blockchain this, why don't you go?
But if you just add water, boom, instant life. Even as an adult, it's hard to deny how cool that sounds.
That's kind of what humans are, though, right?
Pour regular tap water into your Sea Monkey Microview aquarium. Then add in packet number 1, the water purifier. But before you can do anything else, you have to wait 24 hours until the purification process is complete, which feels like 5 years when you're a kid. But after a long day of waiting, you get to add in packet number 2. Right away, Harold knew Sea Monkeys would be an instant hit. But at the time, he had one problem. He needed a name for his product, and didn't have many ideas. So without putting too much thought
sea
into
monkey
it,
and toilet water. Gross.
And even though their name doesn't make sense to a lot of people,
doesn't make sense to anyone.
Sea Monkeys was the perfect name to capture the imagination of children. Harold's way of marketing Sea Monkeys was nothing short of genius. He found a way to bypass parents and get the ads right to kids. By marketing directly to children, he saved a ton of money and achieved a ton of money. Every toy company wanted their products on TV.
You're telling me kids are reading something called Planet X magazine? Kids can't read.
Not only was it a lot cheaper, but many companies actually disliked the use of comic book ads, which meant even more
I'd rather see those humanoid sea monkeys clearly fucking.
For the visual portion of the advertisements, he hired Joe Orlando, an Italian-American illustrator.
He made Florida.
Who later became vice president of DC Comics. And
or DC, whatever, same thing.
Graphics are so crucial to the Sea Monkey brand that they still use them to this day. But the
they're naked humans.
Or ad copy is all Harold. Sea monkeys appear
Harold, you look like a sea monkey in this drawing, dog. Same art style.
If you search Harold von Braunhut on Google, you won't find much. But before inventing sea monkeys, Harold already had a background in illusions and bending reality. But he was also a prolific inventor and filed numerous patents before ever creating sea monkeys. But his goofiest product by far was the invisible goldfish. If you sent away for it, they'd mail you an empty fishbowl, food, and no fish. And it lived up to its promise. You never saw the fish. Harold says they sold out. By the late 1960s, sea monkeys were a household name. Sales were up and the future looked bright. But Harold had another problem. Sea monkeys as a product works just not that well.
Harold partnered with
brine shrimp expert Anthony D'Agostino. Their goal was to create brine shrimp that could live dormant in their egg state for as long as possible, growing bigger and living longer than your standard brine shrimp.
That is
they
so
called
strange.
This new creation the Artemia NYOS. But as years passed,
new shrimp just dropped. Wake up, babe.
What makes sea monkeys work. And it's all a trick, but not in the way you might think. So remember how you have to add in packet number 1, the water purifier, then wait 24 hours? Well, it turns out packet number 1 also contains eggs. So waiting 24 hours is a form of misdirection to give the sea monkeys time to grow so you can actually see them. It's like a magic trick in the form of a product. Packet number 2 contains additional eggs, along with this sneaky blue dye that helps you view the sea monkeys better. So instant life is real, and the eggs actually do hatch upon hitting the water. It's just, you can't see them. So Harold created this artificial scientific process to make cryptobiosis seem cool. With the art of illusion, he made cryptobiosis better than the real thing. But this is where things get weird, and darker than you ever could have imagined. In 1968,
what did Harold do to those monkeys?
Patented something called the Cuyahoga Spring Whip. At first blush, it looks like any of his other goofy products. Something that's close to a whip, but is probably a toy or something. However, that's far from the case.
Oh my
the
God.
Cuyahoga Spring Whip was intended to be used as a weapon, in place of a real one. And the ads he took out for the Spring Whip were almost identical to his Sea Monkey adverts, with ad copy that read, "You don't need a gun." Not only was the ad copy and layout similar, the coupon you cut out contained the same address. But at the same time, there's nothing bad about this fact.
He's an innovator.
It's just a little odd. The guy who makes sea monkeys also creates makeshift weapons, and I wish that's all it was, because in perhaps the weirdest turn of events ever, Harold pledged the profits of the Cuyahoga Spring Whip to the Aryan nations. According to the Anti-Defamation League, Harold was not only an active member of this group, but he was also known for his generosity. We have the inventor of sea monkeys, who we now know is Jewish, pledging the profits of his makeshift weapon to a hate group. If you're inclined not to believe me, I don't blame you. It all sounds insane. But after researching the life of Harold and his sea monkeys,
Harold.
I found that life is insane. It's cruel, far and
I
dark,
love Nate the Mate,
just
dude.
like
Not the ending I was expecting. No, the sea monkeys would never condone his actions. For real, dude. What the hell? Thank you guys for freaking watching. If you're watching this as a YouTube video later, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. If you want to watch something else, here's some videos I made recently around my head. Click on one of those next. I stream pretty much every day, so drop a follow on Twitch if you haven't. Twitch.tv/lonniedos. I'll see you tomorrow.